Yo. So I think I figured it out on this whole going over the bookshelves thing. I'm going to start off today with the first books that really kind of like moved me as a kid and as a teenager. You'll be surprised. You're like, really, nigga? Those books? Really, nigga? But you got to remember, I started reading before I even started school. I started reading before I got to kindergarten. One of the first memories I have of school is when they were doing the reading test and they gave us an early book, which is essentially the alphabet. And they would give you stories like A is for apple. Apples grow on trees, yada, yada, yada. B is for this. And they would give you an example of B. And I read all the way up to the letter T. And I didn't know what a fucking turtle was. So I was reading all the words until I got to the word turtle. And the teacher was pointing at the actual turtle. I was like, what is this? What is this? This is that word. What is this? I was a city kid, like inner city kid. I never saw a fucking turtle in my life. And so that's where my reading test stopped. And they were fucking amazed. You know, when I was in kindergarten, I was reading in like 5th, 6th grade level. No bullshit. But anyway, we're going to start off with the earliest books that moved me. One of which I don't have a copy of because during a rough patch back in the early 2000s, I had to sell quite a few valuable fucking books, man. And, you know, it's one of the few things I regret in life is having to sell those fucking books. And one of them was an original version of On the Road by Jack Kerouac. And, you know, that fucking hurt to have to sell that shit. But anyway, let's get started. Since I don't have an original version of On the Road by Jack Kerouac, I got that anthology instead. But we'll start here. We'll start here with a book called The Boyhood of Grace Jones. Now this is a very, very interesting book about a little girl who wears her father's, they call it a sailing midi. I guess it's the jersey that the sailors wear. And it's all about her life being, you know, growing up outside of the box. She's like a tomboy. She likes to climb trees and do tomboyish things and think deep thoughts, which, you know, was supposedly unusual for a girl at the time. But yeah, that was like one of the first books that was like, yeah, you know, dude, it's okay to be a fucking weirdo. And I ran with that shit, you know, because I'm a fucking weirdo. But yeah, it totally moved me as a little kid. And the second one, this motherfucker right here. Let me get that. There we go. Harriet the Spy. Like I said, you'll be surprised by the shit that fucking got to me when I was young. And this is one of them. It's another book about a kid going outside the box, doing their own thing in the face of other people going, hey, you know, you're supposed to be one way. And you go, fuck you, nigga. I'm going to be my way. And these are the kind of books that reached out to me as a little kid, you know? People being original. People, you know, not going along with shit just because they were supposed to go along with it. And that brings me to Jack Kerouac, On the Road, which I read when I was 13 years old. And, did that motherfucker get to me. I was like, freedom can be like this. Just getting up, going out, and doing what the fuck you want to do when you want to do it. You don't have to answer to anybody. Unless you decide to answer to somebody. Yeah, On the Road totally moved me. So, this is longer than the videos I normally do. I'm going to try and figure out a way to not to ramble on so much. But, we'll go from here. Like I said, we'll go from when I was a young person up until now. The kind of shit that moved me and interested me. So, we'll call this part 1. Adios, Ray Strong Go Park.